Welcome, everyone, to Gate to Wire. I'm Bruce Casella along with Danny Gibson, and we have another Danny with us today. That's right, trainer Danny Velazquez, one of our newest PTHA board members. First of all, welcome, Danny.
How you doing, guys? Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Great.
I
First,
appreciate it. Danny, Bruce.
yeah, buddy. Hey, first, congratulations on finally becoming a board member for the PTHA.
Yeah, I think third time's the charm. Yeah. No, or fourth time's the charm. I think I've ran four times.
No, that it was only two.
Was it?
It was only
Nah,
two.
I ran when I was real young once.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it was the third time. Third
you,
time.
you've always been so passionate about horse racing. You must be so excited to help move the PTHA right into the future.
Yeah, I hope so. That's what we're gonna try to do for sure. And I'm excited and yeah, I want to move on and get things done.
Absolutely. I think it's for those of you who don't know, give us like a quick like history of, how you got into horse racing. Obviously your dad's a trainer, you were a
Yeah.
jockey, just like the quick story.
All right. So the quick story is my father's a trainer, obviously here at Parks. He's been here since like 1985. He's been here a long time. And the original plan for me really wasn't to involve myself in horse racing. I kind of wanted to do my own thing. And then my dad goes, well, you're still kind of little. You want to try to ride? Because I always work with horses still, right? And then I said, you know what? Let's do the jockey thing. So at 17, literally, I turned 17 in December. And by January, I was riding horse races. So I rode close to almost 5 years as a jockey.
Wow.
Yeah, all at Parks in New York and Monmouth. I won the lead and bug at Parks, the little trophy and everything. And that year, that colony was really tough. There was Kendrick Carmouche, there was me, Jeremy Rose, Victor Carrero, Julian Pimentel. So that
Wow.
colony was very, very strong
Yeah.
of bug riders that year. Yeah. So
Uh,
after that, I became my dad's assistant for a while, and then not until 2016, you'll see in my chart that in 2009 I got my trainer's license, but I didn't really break out on my own until 2016, and then I've been doing it ever since.
That's awesome. Being a jockey must really have helped you kind of, see a different aspect and then have that communication and
Yes,
dialogue, right?
I don't get as upset at jockeys like some guys do about mistakes. I get upset for like a second, and then I'm over it because I know it's easier to watch it on TV than actually physically do it, right? And then B, I know like these jockeys have split second decisions, and inexperience can hurt you. Too much experience can hurt you. There's so many variables in a race. It's very chaotic out there, and people just watch it on TV and think, "Oh, I would have did this and I would have did that." Like, would you? Like, it's
Right.
a lot different when the dirt's hitting you in the face, the horse is underneath you, you're hearing the. So I'm more forgiven, I guess, than some people are with the jockeys for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I saw you post something yesterday that you were out there with all that snow and the wind. I mean, it looked brutal out there.
Yeah,
Talk about this weather and just how bad it is for you guys. I mean, you gotta be
uh,
there no matter what.
yeah. I mean, the first snowstorm, I was a little lucky. I got caught in Florida, so I missed the beginning of the last snowstorm because I went to the Pegasus, but I got caught in this one. And yeah, no, it's brutal. And my hat's off to all the horsemen that have to show up every day, regardless, wind, shine, no matter what, we have to show up. And yeah, the storm was pretty bad, but we get the job done no matter what. And that's where people need to understand the horses need tending to every day, no matter what. They don't care that you're sick. They don't care that it's raining. They don't care that there's a blizzard. You have to come tend to them. And so my hat's off to all the horsemen that show up every day. And yeah, it's not fun, but at the end of the day, it's what we chose and it's part of the game. We play in an outdoor game. So we have to deal with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, this you got to kind of tailor things a little differently, right? I mean,
Yeah.
winter you kind of throw it up, how do you feel, Monday will run again and the horses aren't really they're going to be kind of walking to the races.
Yeah,
What's that
it's
like?
it's a little hard. Like I personally don't like doing that, but I mean, we are dealt the hand that we're dealt. We try to do what we can to try to maintain fitness. I know the little small windows that we had after the first snowstorm. I was working horses and just trying to get the works in. Obviously, you can't bank works when you don't train for a week or two, right? Just like you can't bank sleep, but I mean, you just kind of roll with the punches. It's an extremely hard business, especially right now. I know financially, we get hurt, right? Our pockets get hurt when you don't run. you don't make any money, and your owners don't make any money, and you got that problem too. You got your owners going, hey, I could send the horses to Tampa, or I could do this, I could do that. And you're like, no, please, we'll be okay. We're almost out of it. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel because this winter is almost over. I feel like it's been the forever winter.
Please.
But yeah, right? It's been like that extra forever winter. January felt like a year in itself, and now we're deep into February, and we're like, come on. So very looking forward to March and April, and yeah, hopefully this will be over soon.
Yeah, we talked about your dad, Freddie, being he's a Parks Hall of Famer, and someday you may be as well. But
Yeah.
to get there, you need horse racing to flourish here in
Yes.
Pennsylvania. Danny, what are some of the things you feel is important to help us get to that level and keep us going and survive?
Well, as discussed, I've discussed it with you. I've discussed it with Danny. I feel like obviously utilizing you guys into the media way more and just trying to figure out a way to make, I hate to say this, but just to make horse racing great again, right? Cliche, but try to involve the horsemen, more backstories with this horseman. Let people see the stories with not just the horses, but the trainers, the jockeys. I noticed, at least with me, with my TikTok, I started it in June. PA Derby, I had 12 people come see me that never been to the races in their life because of social media, and they fell in love with it. And now they're in constant communication with me. I've gained 2 clients from my TikTok, right? I've gotten 2 girls that never worked on the racetrack in their life come to the track, and they're walking already. I got 1 girl's working for Pinot. So if that shows me that there is a passion out there for horse racing, but we have to have open arms for new people. There has to be an easier way for people to say, man, how can I get involved in horse racing? And not just owning, just even working with the horses, right? Because I've noticed that I've touched on 2 areas with social media. I got 2 new clients, people that were, one guy has never done horse racing in his life. He's actually, he just got licensed and he's putting the money in the account. First guy named Joe Lewis. And then I gained a guy that was already an owner, but he saw me on social media and he sent me a horse. And then the second aspect, I had girls watching me on social media and men, right? And they're like, man, I would love to work with horses. And I said, come on down. And I trained them for 2-3 weeks, and now they're working with horses. So like the avenue's there. We just have to open up platforms and make horsemen more available to the public. I feel like this game is very niche, and we have to open our doors because I feel like we're very closed-minded to the public, right? We have to make ourselves more available where people go, oh, man, I really like that guy. He's cool. You don't come just see the horses. You come see an individual like a jockey that you're a fan of, right?
Yeah.
Make the horses and the people more personable for the fans, right? I really think that's the avenue we have to take. That's the approach we have to take. And I see it working because I see it working on my small platform.
Yeah, I mean, we're such a big industry, right? I mean, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Like they could go to front side and connect with jockeys, and on the back side, there's a whole community back here. And then there's a whole community that supports the racetrack, farms and the different vendors. And just talk about like there's just a huge economy, right? For right here.
100%.
Lots of jobs.
Yeah, lots of jobs, billions of dollars flow through the horse racing industry, and it would be a damn shame if we just let it all go to shame. But I don't think it will, but we need CPR. We really need to help each other continue the sport. And we have to show people that there's different avenues to get involved, because I feel like we're so close-minded that because we're here that people just know how to get to us. They don't. People don't even know where to begin. If they think horse racing, nobody knows how to get involved in horse racing, right? There's not even a website that you can go to, like how do I get involved in horse racing? You have to know somebody that knows somebody to even get through the door. So that's what I'm trying to open up to people and tell them, hey, you can come work with horses. You can own horses. You can just come have fun with horses. There's so many different aspects of horse racing. You could be a fan. You can even come work, or you can own. But we have to show them the how, right? And I think that's where social media comes in.
Not just the Kentucky Derby. There's all different levels. And just tell us a little bit. I mean, you and I know, but educate on like the different levels. There's claiming horses, allowance horses, stakes horses.
Yeah, there's claiming horses, which is, your average racing is involved in claiming, right? Most horsemen have a claiming stable. Then you have your nice allowance horses that are not so much stakes horses, but they're the top end of horse racing. And then you got your top tier horses and stakes. But there's also other aspects of stake horses. There's bottom level stakes, right? And then you got the big dogs when you go to the big races, the Breeders' Cups and stuff. So we have to not just overshadow the big racing. We have to show all of it from the bottom up, because the whole industry, right, thrives off the small racetracks, right?
Yeah.
Without the small racetracks like the parks, New York, Kentucky, Oakland, Gulfstream, those horses wouldn't have a plan B, right? Like they need a plan B, like parks, to send them on. So we have to make sure that we show that, hey, we put on a show every day. These horsemen should put on a show every day. Become a fan of you, become a fan of me, right?
Yeah.
And then people would show up. I really see that. I'm telling you, when I had those 12 people come PA Derby, they were in awe. We sat at the table. I bought them lunch. The one girl was gambling for the first time. She was in every race with beginner's luck, and they had such a blast. And I told myself, I was like, man, if we could just show this times 10, where we can show all our horsemen, not just me. We can show the John Services, the Tylers, the Lakes, the this and that, show them like what they do. People are going to be like, oh, wow, this is so cool. Let me come work with horses, right? So because we need people to work, right? Not just the fans.
Yeah.
We need help for working. We need a fan base. We need an owner base. So those are the three things that we need to continue on. But we have to have an open mind and have more of an open arms for new people to come in, you know?
Well, I saw you work your magic, breakfast on the apron, when we brought people back to your barn, and man, you were in your glory, man. You were just saying, oh, how this all works, and people were so interested. When you had 30 people out there, it was great.
Yeah, and that just shows that we can do it, right? That just shows that there's definitely, it's a niche sport, but that just shows that people will show up for free food. No, I'm kidding. But for
absolutely.
And and like I said, and I had people besides that. People also came from my TikToks to come to what's it called again? The breakfast on the apron.
Yeah.
And they were just in awe about everything. And I loved every second of it. You saw me. I was chatting everybody up and getting everybody involved. And I find it to be the coolest thing. But we have to do more of it. We have to be more proactive.
Yeah, I mean, I share that passion with you. I love getting new people involved.
You know, you talked about getting the word out, how important it is to do that. And that's why we have shows like Let's Go Racing. It's been successful for all these years. People watch it, 35,000 homes when we're on NBC Sports Philadelphia. And then, of course, the PA Derby show, which is 2.5 hours. We bring in the national guys, you know, the Lafitte Pink guys, the Maggie Wolfendales, and those guys. Dick Girardi, of course, is well known in the sports world. We try to place these shows just like other sports. You know, that's why we're on NBC Sports Philadelphia, because people that are watching the Flyers, the Phillies, the Sixers, the Eagles, you know, they turn on for that program and they see horse racing. Without that, they don't see us anymore. And so that's important. And, you know, especially like the big shows like that.
What's a good owner trainer relationship? Like, how do you keep your owners updated through the ups and downs? Like right now is it down? Obviously we're dealing with weather, but like, how do you keep that communication and that trust going?
I mean, it depends on who your clients are, right? Right now, the people I currently have are great. They understand. They knew going into winter what winter is. Obviously, it's frustrating for them. And I keep an open communication. Honesty is the best policy, right? Just be honest. Be transparent, because everybody knows at the racetrack, at the end of the day, there's no secrets, right? So honesty is the best policy. Communication is key. And, you know, not every owner has the same personality. Some guys take it a little harder and they want to grind on you and blame you for the weather. But fortunately, right now, the people I train for are excellent people. They're understanding, and they know it's all out of my hands, and they know where we're at.
Well, and set expectations with like even where they're level horses that they're running, you know, I mean, how do you set that expectation with people?
Well, that's a learning curve, right? Now with new owners, I think they're easier to mold. With the older school owners, sometimes they could be a little harder to deal with. They want their horse to be here, and the horse is really here. So you almost got to show them, okay, we'll run here, right? And then you get smoked, and then you get hit to reality. Some guys need to see it to believe it. Yeah. And then some guys will listen to you and be like, yeah, Danny, let's run where we belong. It all depends on the personality that you're dealing with. I've trained for guys that need to see it for themselves. You know, oh God, we didn't belong there. Like, yep, told you. We go back where we belong. And then there's guys that go, yeah, you're right, Danny, let's run where we belong. So everybody's a little different. It's just a matter of finding that happy medium to make everybody happy.
you be heading to the sales and
Yeah,
adding
I'll be
some
going to.
2-year-olds?
Yep, I'll be going to the sales either March and April or just April. I'm not sure yet. I go every year for Happy 10. He sends me down there with a little bit of money, and I go to town. But yeah, I'm excited just for the fresh stock. And as you know, owning 2-year-olds is very hard. And
Yep.
you know, when you don't get the right ones, it can hurt your barn, right? So I tried to keep a happy medium between claimers and 2-year-olds. I made the mistake a few years ago loading up on 2-year-olds only, and that ended up blowing up in my face. But that's the game we play. So if you want to try to go for those big horses and the roses, you got to buy 2-year-olds, right? It's the only way.
But you've had some success. You have definitely
Yes.
had lightning in a bottle with Loudbound and a Prayer and Brooklyn Show.
Yes.
Talk
Yes.
about that year and just how magnetic that year was for you.
Listen, that year was magnetic. I don't know if I could ever repeat it. I hope to repeat it. It was just where I you know, COVID happened. I ended up leaving Parks and going to Delaware, and I stumbled upon 2 great horses. I don't know what was going on. I went and won the New York Sire Series with Brooklyn Strong and Leo Bound the same day. I think I ended up winning 5 stake races almost simultaneously in a row with both of them. It was just, I can't explain it. I almost feel like it was just fate at the time. And then, but also it was a learning curve for me because I didn't take it too well. I almost had like imposter syndrome because I was like, what is going on? Like, how did I end up here? And yeah, so I took it in stride. I think I can handle it better now mentally, because at the time I think I just got thrown into it and I was like, wait, what is going on? I don't even know what's going on. Now I'm like, oh, I need a redo. I need a redo.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
keeps you going, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I know I'm only 1 or 2 horses away from that again, right? And think about it. We bought Brooklyn for $5,000 and Leoban for 15, and they went on to win stake races and graded. It's insanity what they ended up doing. I ended up selling her privately for like 90 at the sale after she almost made $300,000. So that was really cool. And yeah, we just try to repeat that, and then it just doesn't happen right away. That just shows how hard this business is. You think you can repeat it over and over again, and you can't. You just need that lightning in the bottle to come again. And I feel like it will. It's just, you just got to keep swinging, right? Eventually you hit the ball again, and we'll get there again. So I'm not worried.
Yeah, I mean, you've proven you could develop young horses, and you've
Yes.
maintained some really cool older horses too, like Arch Cat. And
Yes,
had success
that
with
was one
him.
of my
I
cool
mean, he
horses.
made almost 300,000. So
Yeah.
you know, you've had some like longevity in this career already.
I would like to talk about Arch Cat real quick, and I say this to my owner Russell because I still train for him. A horse like Arch Cat will never ever be around again, and the reason why is because he had these old oslets, right? He had huge oslets, and
Yep.
nowadays with HISA and the way the game is played and how you have to walk a thin line, he would never pass a state vet, right? A war horse like him will never exist in my barn again. He wouldn't even make it two inches without the state vet going, you're not running,
Yeah.
right? So it was kind of cool to actually be able to have that last hurrah with the old war horses that I don't think we'll ever be able to have old war horses like that again. I think,
No.
you know, with all the rules and HISA, those horses are going to be non-existent. As you know, you get scratched for anything, and I'm okay with that. I know that we're making strides to make the sport safer, but that's why I wanted to say that I'll never have an Arch Cat in my life again because those horses, the game won't allow you to anymore, right?
Yep.
You need the perfect horse to run nowadays. So Arch Cat, I love you.
He was awesome.
He was
He was
awesome.
All right, Danny Gibson.
Yeah.
It's nice having you on, and Danny V, keep up the good work, buddy.
Guys, I appreciate you guys having me. God bless, and stay warm, please.
All right.
too.
See you on the rail soon, hopefully.
See you on the rail, guys. I appreciate you guys.
Bye-bye.